In this lesson, we're looking at organising our information into frequency tables so then we can do some things with it later on. For example, make histograms. Okay, what we've got here, and we'll just zoom in a little bit, we've got our shoe size data and we've got a frequency table. So if we have a look at a frequency table, it's got our score or our value that we're looking at. In this case, it would be our shoe size. So we can probably cross that out and actually write shoe size. We then have our tally where we're doing a count of what it is that we have. We've got our frequency, remembering that frequency means how many times something occurred. And then we've got this FX column, which we'll talk about later on. Okay, so our shoe size here, we're just going to do a quick have a look, see, and find our smallest one is an 8. And let's see if we can fit 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. Do we have any scores higher than that? No, it doesn't appear that we do. So we've got all of our shoe sizes in there and we now can start tallying them up. So we've got a 10, we'll put a tally there. We've got a 9, tally here. We've got an 8, 10, 11, a 9. We've got a 13, an 11, 15, 13, 13, an 8 and a 12. So we can straight away see which ones are popular, which ones we have the most of, and which ones we don't have any of. All right, this frequency column is relying on this tally column to simply tell us in numbers how many we have. So we've got 2 in the 8 column, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, 1, 3, 0, and 1. So we can put a little dash here to indicate we don't have any of those. And that's all we need to do to organise that data. Now this column, this FX column, will come in later on when we are trying to find the mean from it. But what we need to know first of all is if we've just got a small range of data, just a small, we've only got say 8 to 15 here, we can fit it into one column and we can have one shoe size on each row. So it's not grouped together, it is just one individual group, for example, the size 8 in one row and that's it. If, however, and we'll scroll down, if we have a situation where we have quite a big range of information, like in our height data here, we can't just put 166, 167, 168 because it's going to go on very long. We need a smaller table and we need to start to group that information together. And we can do that by having class sizes. So, for example, we might have a class size that is 165 centimetres to 169 centimetres. So that's 165, 166, 167, 168, 169. That is 5 pieces of information, or 5 different types of people here that could fit into that category. So we need to make all of our class sizes the same and we can't miss out any data points. So we need to go from 170 now and we need to have 5 data points that fit in there. So we need to have 170, 171, 172, 173 and 174. So 170 to 174. And we can start to see a pattern because our next one will be 175 and that will go to 179 and so on. We'd have 180 to 184 and 185 to 189. Now, it's not messy, but it's not neat, but we can see that each of those classes has 5 data points possible in it. Don't let it fool you by saying, oh, well, 169, take 165 is only 4. We have to be inclusive. We have to say 165, 6, 7, 8, and 9. That's got 5 pieces, so all of our classes need to have them. So now we can actually tally over here. Now, this one's going to come into play in a minute, this frequency table column for class center. Right, so we've got a 166 and it fits in here. 172, 175, so be very careful where your cutoffs are, 177, 178, 179, 180, 182, 184, 184, 186, 186, and a 188. So that's all of them, and that is our tally. So then we can turn it into a frequency number, so 1, 1, 4, 4, and 3. All right, so we have to be able to tell the difference about a time when we can group all the information together versus a time when we can actually just put one bit of information per row, okay? Grouping our information and having those class sizes that are exactly the same in how many bits of data there are in them versus just having the one piece of data on each row.